Secretary of the Ministry of National Defense (DND) Delfin Lorenzana on Friday conveyed the Philippines' commitment to strengthen its strategic partnership with Japan. He made this assurance during a video teleconference with Japanese Defense Minister Nobuo Kishi. Secretary Lorenzana conveyed the Ministry of National Defense's commitment to strengthening the strategic partnership between the two countries, extending his invitation to Minister Kishi to visit the Philippines for an official visit when conditions improve and travel restrictions are lifted, the DND said in a statement. During the meeting, various aspects of the defense partnership between the Philippines and Japan were also discussed, especially on efforts to increase the capacity of the two countries, regional security cooperation, and steps taken to overcome global health problems that are currently underway. In a video teleconference, Kishi also revealed Japan's initiative to pursue cooperation on infection control measures. We would like to share information on how to prevent cases of infection during disaster relief activities amid this global health problem, said the Japanese defense minister. Lorenzana and Kishi also agreed on further bilateral cooperation, especially in technology transfer and capacity building. I welcome the outcome of the Philippines-Japan Joint Working Group (JWG) on defense logistics and equipment and technology cooperation during last year's inaugural Defense Industry Forum, which serves as a venue for developing defense industry logistics and collaboration between our ministries, Lorenzana said. The two defense ministers also discussed various multilateral security and defense efforts facilitated through the Association of Southeast Asian Nations (ASEAN). We acknowledge Japan's efforts to support the defense initiatives of ASEAN member states through its active involvement in the updated ADMM Plus and Vientiane Vision 2.0, said Lorenzana. ADMM Plus is the ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting with 8 dialogue partners of Australia, China, India, Japan, New Zealand, the Republic of Korea, Russia and the United States to strengthen defense and security cooperation in the region. The two sides also reiterated the importance of upholding the principle of freedom of navigation in the region, with Lorenzana stating that the Philippines firmly promotes the handling of territorial and jurisdictional disputes in the South China Sea, West Philippine Sea in a peaceful manner. We call on the parties concerned to refrain from any actions and activities that are contrary to the ASEAN-China Declaration on the Behavior of Parties in the South China Sea, as this creates tension, distrust and uncertainty, and threatens regional peace and stability, said Lorenzana. He also added that as country coordinator for the ASEAN-China Dialogue Partnership from 2018 to 2021, the Philippines remains strongly committed to working with other ASEAN members and Plus countries, and China towards the preliminary conclusion of an effective code of conduct. The video teleconference was the first meeting between Lorenzana and Kishi since the last appointment as Japanese defense chief on September 18. The F-35 stealth aircraft is widely regarded as the most advanced combat aircraft in the world today, and the F-35 has received a lot of criticism, but it also has a lot of backing. Some critics claim that the F-35 jet is overvalued and plagued by many problems, such as problems during supersonic flight and angles of attack, making it a less effective dogfighter jet. Much is still debating whether close dogfighting is still relevant on the air battlefields of the 21st century due to the advent of the highly capable Beyond Visual Range (BVR) missile. However, dogfighting is still considered an essential skill by airmen around the world, where situations can deteriorate rapidly in a variety of scenarios, such as during an interception or when facing more incoming enemy aircraft. One of the previously widely shared criticisms stated, it has oscillation issues, pitch and yaw issues above 20 degrees, said a naval aviator. If I have to fly a plane, if I have to maneuver to defeat a missile, maneuver against another plane, the plane can have problems moving. And if I turn aggressively and move away, and use the afterburner, horizontal tail and tail boom, start to melt or run into trouble, said one pilot. Another issue that jets concern is the stealth requirement that requires the aircraft to store weapons in an internal bay, which also severely limits internal fuel capacity and affects its range. Lockheed's test pilots for the F-35 said it was superior to any fourth-generation fighter jet operating anywhere in the world. The F-35 is comparable or better in each of these metrics, sometimes with a huge advantage, both in the air-to-air, and when we monopolize the fourth-generation fighter for air-to-ground missions. he said. Lin's claim was highly debated, and in response to that, an interview was given to The Aviationist by a Eurofighter Typhoon pilot, who said, "The angle of attack is very high in the F-35, as is the case for all twin-tailed aircraft, but certainly not exploitable. At supersonic speeds, where the limiting load factor is achieved at low angle of attack values. Also at subsonic speed, the angle of attack itself doesn't really matter, especially if you cross the angle of attack of 12 degrees, you will literally fall from the sky." Operationally excessive levels of energy release would properly limit the F-35 before it reached angle of attack. Whereas the Eurofighter's outstanding airframe compactness, combined with the high off-bore sight armament supported by the helmet cueing, has consistently proven the Typhoon's victories against agile combat aircraft. Finally, the F-35 is capable of carrying supersonic bombs, but its fuel limitations limit its range. The F-35 is expected to be purchased by about 15 countries, keeping Lockheed Martin's production safe for at least the next 10 years. The Lockheed Martin F-35 is an American family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multirole fighters intended to perform air superiority and strike missions. It is also capable of providing electronic warfare and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities. Lockheed Martin is the prime F-35 contractor, with major partners Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems. The aircraft has three main variants: conventional takeoff and landing F-35A, CTOL, short takeoff and vertical landing F-35B, STOVL, and carrier-based F-35C, CV, CATOBAR. The F-35B entered service with the U.S. Marine Corps in July 2015, followed by the U.S. Air Force F-35A in August 2016 and the U.S. Navy F-35C in February 2019. The F-35 was first deployed in combat in 2018 by the Israeli Air Force. The U.S. plans to buy 2,456 F-35s through 2044, which will represent the bulk of the cruise tactical air power of the U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps for decades. The aircraft is projected to be operational until 2070. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a twin-engine fighter, delta-wing canards and multirole fighters. The Typhoon was originally designed as an air superiority fighter and was produced by a consortium of Airbus, BAE Systems and Leonardo, which carried out most of the project through its joint holding company, Eurofighter Jagdflugzeug GmbH. NATO Eurofighter and the Tornado Management Agency manage the project and are the main customers. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a very agile aircraft, designed to be a very effective dogfighter in combat. Subsequent production aircraft were increasingly better equipped to carry out air-to-surface attack missions and to be compatible with a growing number of different weaponry and equipment, including the Storm Shadow and Brimstone missiles.